right, folks, this is a new suit that I wore, well, I've worn it before, but this is the first time I took it on a track. This is my left knee slider. This is my right. What does that tell you about my riding? Let's discuss it. Hey, Rainbow here, and welcome to my channel. So yeah, you're looking at the sliders, the pucks as you want to call them, on my full set of leathers that I have. Now, here's what happened. I took the KTM RC390 to Jennings GP up in northern Florida, just one exit shy of the Georgia border off of Route 75. And it's a great track. Now, you can say, why did you only have scuff marks? And did you only get your knee down only on the left side? And I'd love to tell you that's because the track only had left turns. But in reality, of the 14 turns on this track, 5 of them are right-hand turns. And one of those 5 is kind of like a pass-through straight. It's a turn, okay? So this is something that I always wanted to talk about, but I always held back for the simple fact that I'm not a riding expert. I don't claim to be a riding expert, but I'm the average guy who does track days and enjoys himself on the motorcycle and has been riding bikes for, unfortunately, a really long time. That just means that I'm getting old. So anyway, so on this KTM RC390, I have scraped the pegs on the left side and on the right side, which means that I got some good lean angle, but I only have the knee down on the left, not the right. And it's not because of the track, it's because I have very bad body positioning on the right-hand side. You see, lean angle, as everyone knows, equals risk. The more you lean the bike over, the more risk you are taking. So when you have good body position, so putting your knee down isn't just something that, oh, it's to look cool. It serves a purpose by moving and shifting your weight off to one side of the bike to counteract the fact that the bike just wants to flip over in the opposite direction of the turn you're going. So if you're going hard around a left-hand turn, that bike has a gyroscopic effect, it wants to stay straight up. It wants to flip this way because you're wrapping it around. It's like flipping something in a sock and letting it loose, okay? It just wants to keep going the other direction. The reason why I only have a knee down and scrapes on one puck is because of my bad body position. That's why. I wouldn't have to lean the bike as far over if I had better body position. And that's kind of the point of the whole thing. Now, my bike is obviously capable of some pretty darn good lean angle to the point where the pegs are scraping. But once you start scraping a peg on a, just about any bike, that's kind of a warning, an indicator that, hey man, hard parts are really close by. So you have to be very cautious with that, because much more than that, because the pegs are designed to move up, on spring loaded and back a little bit so that they will just slide. But if you keep doing that and you keep going, you're going to end up hitting hard parts of the bike, which is never going to end well for anyone. Now, with that being said, I have to work on better body positioning. All right, if I did a video that I'll put a link above where I just showed one lap, and on one of the right-hand corners, if not 2 of them, you could hear the peg scraping on the right-hand side of this KTM RC390. And it kind of wakes you up a little bit because you realize you're over farther than you had anticipated and you don't want to hit hard parts. So I'm not smooth on right-hand turns. I love left-handers because I feel like I can lean right over, drop that left elbow, get my head over to the left in front of the handlebar or the clip-on, whatever you want to call it. But on the right, it's more difficult because that's your throttle. So you have to kind of change your hand position and drop your elbow. I'm not comfortable with that. All right. So I'm really good with left-handers, kind of like Marc Marquez, right? But right-handers right now are my nemesis, and that is certainly something that I have to work on. So whenever you see someone who really has, like me, wear on their pucks, on their sliders only on one side, it's because they're not really good on the other side, and that's something that we need to work on. Now, I used to ref ice hockey, and I'm really good at my crossovers left to right, and I'm good at my crossovers right or left to right, or whichever way, counterclockwise, clockwise, however you want to say it. But whenever I have to go to the right and take my left foot and put it over my right, I'm not as coordinated. I'm good, and I'm good enough to work my way up to be a referee in ice hockey, or used to be, but it was a struggle and it wasn't as fluid. Well, that's the same problem that I'm having. That translates here to the motorcycle, all right? So lean angle equals what? Risk. We all know that. So in order to decrease that lean angle, we should be able to hang off the bike and counterbalance the bike as it's going around the corner. So if I had better body positioning, I probably wouldn't be needing to scrape the pegs on the right-hand side of the bike, because I would have enough counterbalance so that the bike didn't have to lean as far to get around the track and get around that corner. Anyway, I just thought I would bring that up. I think it's something really good to talk about. And once you do have good body position and you find yourself with good position and you're scraping the pegs, well, now you're starting to reach the limit of the bike. It might be time to see if the pegs can go back and up a little bit further for you with maybe a new rear set. But it's getting to that point. But just because you can scrape the pegs doesn't mean that you have good body position, and good body position means you can reduce your lean angle and reduce your risk. So most importantly isn't getting the knee down. Most importantly is having the right body position to get around the corner. And again, I am not an expert in this. I am not a trainer. I'm not a coach. I'm nothing. I'm just another rider, more than likely just like you. So this is Rainbow. Please like, please subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Thank you very much, and have a good day. Bye-bye.